you now. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just a little bit, Madam Sarah is a senior exploration geologist at SRK Exploration in South Africa. You're welcome, Madam.
Hello, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Comfort, and thanks all for having me. I'm excited to be here. Really just jumping straight into this, my background is that I studied geology completely by mistake. And I think it's possibly one of the best mistakes I've ever made in my life, because I've had the benefits of now being able to travel across Africa and be exposed to all sorts of exciting things from the ground up, and sort of see it from the artisanal side all the way up until production and taking to market. I think one of the points that I, in my own life, have seen that geology and mining was so far down my list of something to investigate, I didn't even consider it. And I really think that that's why outreach and forums like this, not only between people within the industry, but also to take STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and maths back to students at a school level is so important. And that I think has been highlighted with all of our speakers, is that education is really key. And I feel that education for both women and men, it's equally important. And fortunately, I feel that we're all starting to see that gap, and it's starting to mend, and we're starting to put women forward. Again, I'm incredibly biased because I'm a geologist. And with regards to geology, I feel that and mining, it's the most important of the sciences, because if the item that you have is not made out of wood or a natural substance, it's come out of mining. And if we're all dependent on that, that's what's something we should be harboring and encouraging, and this growth in this specific area. And part of the inclusion or at least the statement that I'd like to make is that, or is often made, is diversity is being invited to the party and inclusion is being asked to dance. I think as women, we should see it as acceptance, and we should take that step, and we should go and dance right there. Whether we asked to dance or not, we are now, it's up to us to take that step forward, and acceptance is that we're dancing. In keeping with this theme, it is investment in women, and basically us trying to accelerate the progress, not only for ourselves, but for the women and the generations to come. And just to go back to that, one of our issues, or one of the concerns that we have within the industry, is that we do not have enough commodities to supply to the population. So education, education, education. And maybe part of that education is that we need a few more world-class lady geologists to find us a few more world-class deposits, because our mining chain is coming towards the end of its life for the easier, more obvious deposits. We need to start using more advanced technologies, and possibly different thought processes that women can start bringing to the table to find these deposits that they are so critical and we need. As I've said, there's definitely this growing skills, this gap and a shortage that we're identifying, but forums like this are where we start seeing it and start to think about how we can work together and collaborate so that we can start reducing that skill shortage. One of the points that I think is another important point that we need to take away is that as soon as we start working, we get these skills that are transferable. We are able to transfer the skills between different positions, different jobs, different networks, different disciplines. But just to start, and I think having that confidence and ability to just start with that is the first step. That networking and transferable skills, that's absolutely key. Another point that I think that we should be working on is really communication between all the different silos. There's no reason any longer that we should be working in silos. And once again, everything that we've discussed has been about us reaching out to one another and discussing work between the different disciplines and how we can collaborate to start encouraging this growth right from the bottom, from when people like the artisanals or myself, like a greenfields geologist, the first people that are on site, how we can start working towards and working with people who will be starting to process these minerals so that the countries can actually benefit from it. They're just touching on what Madam Leitner said, there's no reason why we should be, as an African continent, giving away our raw products. Our raw products, there should be incentives for companies to start placing their plants and their processing networks on our continent, and we should start being able to build it right from the bottom up. And I feel like Africa is in a great position and in such a powerful position that we have the resources and we have the skills. And with placing these processing plants and processing factories in Africa, we can then start building the skills as well, start collaborating with people who haven't had the opportunity to necessarily have the education that they've needed to be in the end product, but they can start getting them. They're transferable, and at a later stage, they absolutely can be. So bringing that online is also so important, and I feel it's an area that I'm very passionate about and work towards. Further, with regards to that, is really just getting involved in societies or outreach programs, or even a platform like this. So everybody that's joined this platform is of like-mindedness, that we can start seeing that there's a responsible development in this that we do, so that everybody is starting to benefit from this development of the resources. It's not limited to just a select few that make a lot of money and sort of are not held accountable to giving back to the communities that they within the area. And then I think, again, the pillars, just to include it, and the 3 pillars that we're working towards at SRK, and I possibly should have started with that, is that I'm a geologist at SRK, like Dr. Comfort mentioned. This is something that the company is very passionate about, and something that I am too, and we're sort of working towards, and there's a number of different people at the company who have worked on these 3 main pillars that we're working on. And that's the promotion of diversity in decision making. And we really feel that having that inclusion of a number of different people, genders, places within the world, they bring so many different positives towards it, so that you can make the best decision, keeping everybody's perspectives in mind. It can only strengthen your company and the country's decisions moving forward. And I really believe as a continent, as Africa as well, we can promote that by including women in these decision-making positions. It's really important, and I feel that there should be a drive towards placing women in these positions, and we as women should not be holding back. We should be putting ourselves forward and not waiting to be invited to the dance, but rather putting our hands up and accepting or promoting ourselves to go and do that. Further, I really, and I feel very strongly about this, the other pillar that we're working on is foster inclusion through mentorship, and really start teaching or start transferring our skills to all generations, both younger and older, and really start working on that fact that we can have an outreach program, we can include a number of people, and we can transfer those skills so that everybody can benefit from it as a whole. And then really SRK provides support and resources to women to overcome these sort of obstacles that women face. And we are aware of the fact that there are a number of obstacles, but by working together and sort of brainstorming and workshopping, there are these ways that we can move forward. And I really believe take it back to the industry in general and start helping women in by accelerating our progress, really, is just by investing in women. And that's my 10 minutes up.
Thank you very much, Madam Sara. That was a lot. Thanks for this contribution. First and foremost, skill transference. She has made a lot of emphasis about skill transference, inclusion through mentorship across the generations. That's my key take home, because mentorship is key. We have to get mentorship from young women in mining to the older ones, and even getting mentorship globally you know, and across the stream of services. She also made it clear that effective communication and not working in silos across the disciplines is very important in the sector, and for women most especially. You don't work alone, you have to work with others and learn with others as thus. And then exporting raw materials, raw products is not the best. She emphasized, I love that comment because I've been working also on this with other multilateral development agencies in Africa. And I know how, like, for instance, the African Mining Vision is all about how to build capacity and increase beneficiation, value addition across the commodity chain, and to ensure that our people are involved in the value addition that will be taking place across Africa. So these are the highlights. There's a lot. We will make the link available after the event so others can, you know, go through it again, and those that are not able to make it will also attend. So thank you very much, Madam Sarah, for that very insightful contribution. And we look forward to working with you, most especially on the mentorship aspect. The Initiative for Women have a program on this, and we would be calling on you to speak to younger women. And we hope that you hit to our call when the time when we have the time to do that. Thank you so much for
Absolutely. I look forward to it. And thank you. I'll be chatting to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. So up next is the Kogi Women. We have a Kogi Women Award to present.